Hello, and welcome to Season 3 of Tiny Table Talks. We're here every Thursday on Spotify and YouTube, so be sure to check us out. And please follow us on Instagram at the CC Zone. In the time between our Season 2 finale and now, the team has been hard at work, working from home, for Canada Create. Since all of us are mainly staying home, in our free time we've taken up some more indoor activities, such as video games. So some of us have just started playing them, while others have resumed playing them a little bit more often. And with July 8th being National Video Game Day, we decided that video games would be the perfect topic with which to open our third season. My name is Ariana, and I'm in the Zoom with 3 people.
Hello. Hi. My name's Ben, and I'm here to talk about, I was told we were talking about video games today. I like video games and candy and pizza on Fridays. Pizza Nova. That's it. That's not a product placement.
Chloe from the bathroom. Back for the season 3.
Hello guys, my name is Sabrina.
Welcome to the podcast.
Yeah, welcome to the podcast.
Welcome.
Welcome to Season 3. So, of course, since it is International Video Game Day, I have to, of course, start with the most obvious question, which is, do you guys play video games?
Yes. Yes, we indeed do. The rumors about us ring true. We play video games, yes.
Before quarantine, I wasn't playing a lot.
Mm-hmm.
But since the beginning, I discovered Fortnite. So it's the only video game I'm really playing now.
Mm-hmm.
But
Yeah, I agree. I think since quarantine started, a lot of video games have been popping up. I'm not really deep into the video game scene, but I typically play with my friends, like a couple.
Mm. Yeah, me too. I used to play like more games when I was younger, but now that quarantine's a thing, I got a Steam account. I usually do some stuff with friends. It's been fun though. Chloe, because you mentioned Fortnite, did you happen to see any of the Fortnite concerts that have gone on since quarantine, like the Travis Scott one?
yeah, the Travis Scott one was really cool because he was into the video game. So you were walking and making part of the event, floating around. It was super 3D effect.
Mm-hmm.
And now it's more like you go to one part of the area of the game, and there's like this huge screen with people playing music. There were like Diplo and other DJs.
Mm-hmm.
It was less cool, but still it's entertaining to see all the characters going around the stage doing crazy things.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. I also saw they're going to do like a Black Lives Matter events with some people that are going to come to talk about the subject.
Oh, wow. It's like actually pretty powerful.
They really try to build like a space where people can show some events because of quarantine.
Mm-hmm.
It's cool.
Yeah. Have any of you guys been playing video games that have been trying to incorporate these new kinds of experiences because of quarantine? Or has it been more like contained?
The video games that I like to play are, I think touching into your genre question, they're more like life sims or
Mm-hmm.
kind of like role playing. So it's pretty contained.
Watch
It's pretty
out, we got a Sims girl on our hands.
Oh my god,
yeah,
Sims girls.
I'm sure you've heard of Animal Crossing too. Something in that
Yeah.
genre. Animal Crossing New Horizons, it's been everywhere. Same with Harvest Moon. I think those games.
I love that.
Mm. Well, yeah. Wait, who here is hopping on the Animal Crossing train lately?
I don't
Or is
have a
it
Switch
just you,
yet.
Sabrina?
I don't have a Switch yet. Man.
Ooh.
The moment I get a Switch though, I'm getting New Horizons.
Mm-hmm.
Ooh, nice.
On
What do
which
you-
camera?
Yeah, which like console do you play Animal Crossing on right now?
I think I started playing Animal Crossing since I was 8 on like the first DS.
Mm-hmm.
And then now I have I play New Leaf on the 3DS.
I
I'm back.
spent so many hours like on Animal Crossing trying to get the grass out. I probably spent thousands of hours doing that.
Yeah.
What's the appeal of Animal Crossing? I mean, that's one, I don't know, that's always seemed like the kind of like odd, like an odd genre that is like done way better than I ever thought it was. It seems like
Yeah.
at first glance, at least from a novice's perspective like me, it looks like a go to your cabin and pick weeds kind of game where it's like,
Yeah.
yeah, there's nothing more to it.
I think it really took off. I think just because like people can make it pretty and people can decorate things, and there isn't necessarily goals in the game, or like there are things you can do like pay off your mortgage and stuff like that, which I know sounds like so boring, but
Yeah.
I think
They
for
couldn't
me,
teach us mortgage in school. They also couldn't teach us mortgage in Animal Crossing.
essentially, but like I hate losing, and in a game like this, it's so good because you can't lose.
Takes the
There
pressure
are
off.
no losers.
Yeah.
Everyone gets a participation trophy, guys. Yeah.
Essentially, yeah.
There is so many like YouTubers getting stressed by this game because they wanted to have the biggest house the fastest possible. So I was pretty surprised when I saw like some
It's
YouTubers
just like
that were
being
into
alive.
gaming, playing Animal Crossing, because I was like, it's kind of like, it's not girly, but kind of girly and for kids. And I was watching these 30 years old boys playing that. I was like, strange.
Watch out, guys. Bronies are making a return. This time with Animal Crossing.
Oh god. Do most of us play games that are ongoing, like Animal Crossing, where you just are putting in hours and it kind of grows, or are we more likely to play games that we can kind of beat, just like pretty straightforward?
Well, honestly, it's kind of funny. I feel like the sort of real time updates, like always something new to do, strategy games, whatever those are called. The invest like 3 hours of your day each day into it kind of games are really making a comeback. I thought they sort of died in like the early Facebook days, with Farmville, Frontierville. That was my shit. That probably helped me survive through middle school.
Were you that Facebook friend who like would always send the Farmville request?
No, I have class, Ariana. And no, I put in the hours. That's the only other way you could do it, where it's like, hey, do you want this huge update or something like that? You need to level up like 346 times this week in order to maybe possibly be able to get it. And then, but good God, was I tempted. There's, because they have this stupid pop-up every single time where it's like a third of each one of those games, especially like Farmville, would have like a third of all the items and like tools you can get like completely locked up. And it's either, hey, you can either like coerce and brown nose your friends day after day after day to try and join in on this almost cult video game like cult, or you can pop over your credit card and throw $30 our way, just so you can get that beautiful golden hoe to plow those extra cool golden grapes from the one end of your Farmville garden. I'm just using Farmville as an analogy because that's one that everybody knows. I can do a lot of other like weird ones.
Did you pay?
No. Once again, class. Thank you. Good God.
One of my little cousins, he accidentally paid up. He like bought things like in a game and didn't realize it was like linked to actual like credit cards and ran up a bill.
One of my cousins did that too, and like literally wound up spending like $300 of my uncle's credit card.
Oh my
Oh,
god.
man.
Yeah, it's weird how that can technically be like a problem today.
I kind of want to see my cousin's account now, though. It's probably awesome.
Probably.
I remember when I was small, I was playing like Oh My Dolls. It's basically a game on the computer when you have to play games to win something for your dolls. And by that time, to pay, you have to send like a message. And I was like, okay, I'm gonna have some new stuff. And I was sending SMS, like messages with my phone. And at the end of the month, my father was like, why did you have all this purchase on your phone? What is this? And I was like 13.
Oh man.
Do any of you have a all-time favorite video game, or even like a nostalgic fave?
Well, I could actually tie that in with like, because my favorite video game was also my first video game of all time, simply because it's one that's just never, ever, ever died in my heart. And that lovely, wondrous, life-changing game was Mario Kart Double Dash, Nintendo GameCube, 2002. Woo! I still own a copy, still can play it on my Wii. Played it all throughout high school, played it all throughout university. Even sort of made a, just Made a lot of friends from it, lost a lot of friends from it.
Oh man.
Yeah, I will never ever stop playing that game. Also, the remakes that they've made on Mario Kart Wii and on Mario Kart 8 of the tracks like from that game suck in comparison to the original.
Sabrina or Chloe, what about you?
I think when it comes to nostalgia, can we all just agree, like Club Penguin or Pop Tropica?
Yeah.
Like you guys
Don't know
have
the
to
second
have
one,
played
but
those,
yes,
right?
first
Club
one.
Penguin.
Yeah, that's where it's at. I think in university classes, like most students aren't even listening to the prof; they're just playing like Club Penguin. Ever since it
Really,
like
in university?
Yeah, everybody.
I didn't realize you went to university in 2006.
Oh, in 2000, yeah. You know what? I was just like way ahead of my age, honestly.
Yeah, you're another young Sheldon. Honestly, based on a lot of your designs that you've done for Canada Create, I'm honestly not too surprised.
Oh my gosh, you flatter. Thank
nice.
you. Wow.
Chloe, what about you? Did you do Club Penguin, or is there any like old nostalgia faves or all-timers that you have?
I had to check what was Club Penguin.
Oh.
But I remember I played it not for long because I don't remember, but I played this game. But yeah, my favorite video games is probably Animal Crossing, and I like SimCity.
Ooh. Yeah, that's a good
I'm
one.
not a huge fan of the normal Sims, even if I played, but SimCity I really like.
I loved the normal Sims. I think my all-times were Sims 2 and Sims 3. And then nostalgia-wise, I really liked Quake. That one was like a really old school shooting game that my dad had, and because we had we each had a computer. My brother and I had a computer. My dad had one in his office, and so when my cousins came over, we would just like all occupy a computer and then like play online together. So that just like, and I was on Steam and I was like, do they maybe have it? So I looked it up, and they have Quake at like a super low price now because it's just such an old game. So that's the next purchase I'm making. Quake 3.
That sounds good. That sounds good.
You want to talk old school shooters? My girlfriend and I played GoldenEye 007 for the first time a couple months ago. Oh, you don't know? Oh God, it was like alongside, I guess, like Mario 64 and like Mario Kart 64. It was like one of the greatest like games of all time on N64. If you ask pretty much any like Nintendo junkie like me, GoldenEye 007 was this like one of the first like 4-player split screen multiplayer shooters you could ever play. It was on N64, and it's a classic example of a game that knew how to work with its limitations, because like shooters pretty much all the way up till like the like mid 2010s like sometimes had a lot of like limitations on like what it could do and how exactly you'd move, like camera movements and exactly what kind of weapons you have.
Would you say then that the N64 is like your preferred console for playing games?
No.
Or no? Which one?
I don't know. I mean, I'd almost say GameCube because it was even a little bit more playable, and like I think the most games that I've played and beaten were on the GameCube, because I, like you, have played a lot more video games in like elementary school, middle school, early high school. So I guess that's maybe my preferred one, but I don't know. The N64, that's the thing. It's a much more high contrast kind of system where there's a lot of good classic solid games in there that like change the face of video gaming. But then there's also a hell of a lot of flops.
That's so interesting that you played on like old game consoles. I think for me, I'm playing a lot of mobile games. So I was just wondering if anyone has like the experience of like gaming in an arcade. Like seriously, I feel like in our generation, games have moved more mobily. I feel like it's easier to carry around things or to have consoles at home. But does anyone have like arcade experience, like super old like video game arcade experience?
Dave & Buster's kind of.
I think Chuck E. Cheese had some stuff too. Yeah. I remember that really vividly.
Oh, Chuck E. Cheese. It's like a poor man's Dave & Buster's.
I loved it though.
Yeah.
There was other places. I can't put my finger on it as to where else I played. But
McDonald's had those arcade things.
Oh,
like the snowboarding games. I remember playing that and like Crash Bandicoot.
Yeah, you do realize that they literally just took like GameCubes and like PlayStations and like hooked them up to a little like machine there, and so that you could play that. So it's pretty much like the exact antithesis to like unconsole kind of gaming,
But it felt like it though. Like no one had thought about it, or at least like the kids anyways. It's only when you look back and you realize, yeah, okay,
All I
technically
remember
not an
about-
arcade.
Equivalent to VR today when they have like VR stations
Mhm.
in places for people to play on.
Oh yeah, I went to 2 summers ago. I went to a VR arcade downtown.
Mhm. Oh, same.
Oh wow. Do you guys go
Yeah.
to the same one maybe?
House of
Where
VR.
was yours? What's
Mine was
that?
House of VR, and that was, I think, along Queen. It shut down like last year, though.
Oh, it might have been. Is it kind of near Chinatown?
Yes,
Ooh, yeah,
I think it was
maybe.
the same one.
Yeah.
Whoa.
Oh god, because that place was
That's
awesome.
pretty cool.
Yeah,
They
it
had
was.
They had a ridiculous amount of games too.
Yes.
Like I thought they'd maybe have like 5 since
No, they have,
VR
like-
is still like very, very strong. But yeah.
Yeah, they had like all the genres too.
Yeah, they also just had the funny like freak you out kind of games where it's
Yeah,
like,
the
hey, you're at the
fun.
top of a building, like standing on a plank, and if you walk too far, you'll actually start falling down.
Did you feel how trippy it was when you took off the helmet after playing for approximately an hour? I was walking around downtown after, just kind of like very disoriented and like, because everything
Honestly-
didn't feel real, because it was just, that's how immersive it was for
Yeah.
me.
Honestly,
I don't
it
know.
was for me. It wasn't too far off. From getting out of those old like mid 2000s 3D movies, like with the classic like blue and red kind of 3D glasses.
Mhm.
God, I kind of miss those.
Sorry, I heard that this kind of VR places, same as for escape room, because of coronavirus, they can really open again, and many of them are going to close.
Yeah, I know.
It's awful. I guess because of the helmet and everything, so you can't
Yeah.
really. You can play away from each other, but then if you only have a limited amount of helmets and everyone's streaming in and out, then it's not really.
Just like a lot of cool places are just calling it quits. Like
Yeah.
one of my favorite bowling alleys of all time closed last fall, and I didn't even realize until I drove past the place. And not only was there like a closed sign, but the entire building had been knocked down.
Mhm.
It was just like, hey, look, there's my childhood memories strung across a construction yard.
Yeah, it's kind of interesting how COVID has like kind of had such an effect on everything. Like with video games, it's like things like the VR places are having to shut down. But then again, like with Fortnite, other places are kind of making adjustments and adapting throughout all of it. What are kind of the bigger changes that you've seen in video games between when you started playing and now?
Graphic wise. Like I'm a sucker for good graphics, but the art style and just like the motions in new video games are absolutely beautiful. Don't know if you guys know like Mortal Kombat or like Street Fighter, but taken from like the very beginning, like the graphics and the motions to now where they have like set storylines and the art style is just gorgeous. I think that's like the biggest change.
Yeah.
We've very much witnessed both in video games and in movies, like the progression along the graphical, like uncanny valley type thing, where at first, like we were still like halfway up the curve. Things were very pixelated. Things were very cartoonish. And like, again, sort of like GoldenEye, like a lot of the developers like made the most of that, like kind of accepted that. Then we got to 08, 09, like sort of around like Avatar or James Cameron times where like we started to get to that point where things started looking realistic. Video game developers and a lot of movie developers started saying like, we did it. Everything looks real. Everything looks fantastic. Let's just do everything graphical wise. And of course, everyone started like repulsing, like, what is that?
Yeah.
And now they've started to like move their way back a little bit and like, you know, accept some of the limitations, but also progress it a little bit further. We're finally moving back up on the other end of that curve. It's been really fun.
Did you watch on Netflix I Love Robots?
Which one?
What?
Which one's
I Love
that?
Robots. It's like small, it's kind of a series, but every animation, every episode is a different story.
Oh, is that the sex, love, and robots, or sex, death, and something? Yeah, the robots is in it. Yeah,
I've seen like 3 episodes of that, and they are actually all amazing.
But there is one episode into like kind of a spaceship, and the design of the character is so well done that at the beginning I was like, is it actor or real people? Not is it fake people or real actors? And now on video game, you kind of think the same.
Yeah, I think we were just talking about that with motion graphics, having like human actors and then using like CGI on top of that to make it really look really
Are we going to Grand Moff Tarkin territory?
True. But even I think we were saying for like Assassin's Creed they do it, and then Sabrina for I think it was Persona 5. Is that the game?
I think it was Detroit Becomes Human, but like Persona 5 in terms of plot. But yeah, they use a lot of like it's really beautiful, and I think there were a lot of just human emotions that you can get through only human acting that you can't really
replicate
necessarily create graphically.
Yeah. I was gonna say this is like kind of off topic, but still on topic, just in regards to like change and transformation. I think the biggest thing where I've really seen it on, we were just talking about it, was Pokemon. Because I still remember playing Pokemon Yellow on my Game Boy Color, graduating to like Diamond and Pearl eventually, like on my DS and stuff like that. And even it's kind of funny because I feel like sometimes they're clearly running out of ideas because they're like losing pairings and colors now. So I don't even know what they're gonna call their next batch of games. But even for stuff like that, like it's interesting for certain franchises where because they have this longevity, you can like track these kinds of changes.
Does everyone have a favorite Pokemon here? I'm so curious.
Dragofeu, but we translate every Pokemon name in French. I mean, in Europe is the one with the little fire.
Oh, Charmander?
Salamander? Yeah, maybe.
Wait, I think I'm gonna try to pull up a picture of it.
Pokemon.
I'm surprised you don't have a poster of it.
The one that became a dragon.
Charizard. So it is
This one.
yeah. That's so cute.
He's so cute. I was personally privy to like water Pokemon, so anytime I had to choose a starter, I'd always choose water. So probably Squirtle for sure.
Squirtle?
Yeah.
I was probably a Bulbasaur kind of gal, like if we were talking about starter Pokemon, but like my all-time favorite has got to be Eevee.
Oh, true.
With just the amount of transformations you can have, so versatile. And then like my favorite transformation is probably Glaceon. So pretty. Which
one was Glaceon?
The ice one. She has like a bowl cut bang and like it's so cute. Or they're so cute.
Love it. I think oh my god, for transformation, what was it? Magikarp into Gyarados.
Oh yeah, that was so awesome. Because Magikarp is so useless. I don't want to be mean.
No, it's true. Real. It makes me feel better about myself though. Like it's in a weird metaphorical way. It's like maybe you're Magikarp now, but you'll be Gyarados eventually.
I like that.
Yeah. Ben, what about you?
I don't play Pokemon.
Oh.
No, never played it. Never really had any sort of interest. Yeah, no. And it's amazing that I was able to survive to 23 in our generation by doing it. But no, never played it. Never. Yeah.
So I guess for you then, in terms of like longevity in games and like kind of seeing something change over time, would that be the Mario franchise for you because of like
I don't know, because like Mario, like Pokemon is a very strongly like continuous franchise where it's like there are a lot of the mechanics and a lot of the story, well, not exactly story, but like just a lot of the basic gimmick of the game continues, and you get to see it bit by bit with this bit of new graphic, this new generation on new systems, every single little thing. Oh, look, now you have teachers. And but yeah, I don't know, Mario, I think, I'm not saying in any way it's like better, and I also would definitely like put Mario and Pokemon together as like franchises that have probably taken over the video game sphere a little too much. Mario Bros was really one of the first ever like console games to really become viral, like back in the 80s. Everyone knew it, and they built it up very strongly like over the next like along the NES and also in the Super NES, and it sort of kept the same mechanic but added a lot of new different items and variations to it. And then of course I feel like the culmination of all that came to be just Mario Maker on the Wii U, which was Nintendo saying, all right guys, we've done everything we can, here you go, here's some tools, here's this little thing, just go have fun with it, okay? Just okay, get it out of our face in a nice way. And yeah, now I think because of Mario Maker, I'm just gonna say this on like right now. Ooh, one of my lights went out. I'm just gonna say right now, I really don't see them doing another type of Mario platformer for a long time, because to be honest, Mario Maker has become too viral of a thing. You know, has anyone ever played it? Like, oh god, like it is like literal like Mario level hell. It's like, and I'm not even like using that as like, oh, it's really hard or stuff. No, it is literally like if a Mario level designer could like design what they thought as like some kind of evil afterlife for a version of Mario who committed sins all throughout his life. That's what it would be. You know,
So it's like
spikes.
Mario
Sorry,
meets
like-
The Sims?
Kind of, yeah.
No, I've seen videos on it, and I've seen people play it. They do make like super hard levels, so it's very interesting. I think it's very versatile.
Yeah, it sounds cool.
Look up Game Grumps. They have an amazing like series of them playing like some of the most hard like craziest designs of the entire game, and them just going mentally insane because of it.
So, Ben, you mentioned Game Grumps, and I was just wondering, just in general for everyone else, are there any kind of professional gamers that you follow on social media, or even what your thoughts on professional gamers are?
Let's playing is a lazy man's playing video games, because I think everyone has that one game that like they've tried their absolute hardest through like a couple of years to try and beat, then they're finally like, screw this, and then go and watch a let's play of someone doing it with like without even breaking a sweat through 10 episodes, you know, just like, I feel satisfied now. That's what I did a lot in like middle school, high school.
Sabrina, what about you? Because you were kind of like, yeah, like me.
Yeah, pretty boring for me, but Pop Tropica, I think.
Mm-hmm. So which
like
one? Sorry, I was gonna ask you. So what is Pop Tropica?
Pop Tropica is like I think it was marketed as an educational game for kids, but essentially you just make a character and you play through a whole bunch of different kind of like fantasy little scenarios, or you like, and they throw in a whole bunch of like facts at you or something like that. That's what I remember. I can't be sure, but I watched like a whole bunch of walkthroughs for that. But yeah, pretty boring for me. I'm like,
oh my god. Ooh. So just back to just because like we didn't really go as much in depth with it, but like, so professional gamers. So I know we talked about the fact that we could follow like let's plays as almost like living vicariously and gaming vicariously, but is there anyone you just follow because either you think their content is funny or any other reason kind of thing?
In France, we have many like famous YouTuber. Like the most famous YouTuber, he started like being a gamer. But then he quickly changed with other kind of content. So I follow him for other kind of content than the one related to video game. I just watched the video of gamers when I have to find a solution for Fortnite, for instance.
Yeah, I looked up a lot of Terraria tutorials now.
And they
how's Terraria going?
Oh, it's going good actually. I'm finally at a place where I'm making houses that aren't ugly, and I'm frustrating everyone else because they're like, let's go fight bosses. I'm like, no, I need to go get paintings for my house.
So you're pretty much turning Terraria into Animal Crossing.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'd be doing exactly the same thing.
Yeah, it's been fun though, and like I think part of, because I know Sabrina, you said the same thing where like we don't tend to try and beat games and stuff like Terraria or Animal Crossing or even The Sims, where you can kind of just keep building upon it. It feels better. Like I'm not likely to give up on it just because it's like ongoing.
for sure.
What are your thoughts just in general on video game franchises that are getting adapted into movies? Are you for it, against it? Do you think there's certain video game franchises that should be adapted and some that should be left alone?
I think Animal Crossing will be boring.
Oh yeah, for sure.
Animal Crossing,
the movie.
No,
then
there's
it just
like
cuts to like a shot of a kid for
anime episode
planting flowers.
What?
There's a small like anime like episode that was created for Animal Crossing. It's so cute though. It's very like ooh.
Yeah.
No, it's so cute.
Could you define the adjective ooh?
Ooh. Ooh.
Yeah, like
ooh.
Ooh, adjective.
Yeah, no, you guys should watch it. I think if you just search it up, like Animal Crossing, like it's pretty old.
Yeah,
it's more for cool.
Check it out.
Yeah. I know. I think it's just like a general term, like machinima, the one where you can like make where you make the movies out of video games. I used to watch a lot of those for The Sims because again, that was like hella world building, and if you downloaded like custom packs or houses or kinds of Sims, you could like I saw some that were recreating Twilight. There's one channel called SimGM that I still like occasionally watch, and they do a whole thing on the Kardashians, and it's so funny. It's just absolutely ridiculous what people can come up with. Because like there's even like Ben, you were saying with GoldenEye, how they made the best out of their limitations. You see like a lot of either like professional gamers or just casual fans. Yeah, they make the best out of it and stuff. I know Halo was one too that had a lot of mission in it too.
Yeah, kind of. I never got into Halo too much. I had like friends who like really loved it, and we always like tried doing some multiplayer rounds of it. But like I remember after like pretty much every time, like after about like 45 minutes, we're like, can we go back to like Black Ops or like Mario Party or something?
But yeah, so video game movies, yay or nay?
My opinion on it is exactly the same as like revamps of old movies from like 25, 30 years ago, or even just like sort of like revamps of just like current franchises. Is that if you do like a direct sequel or like a direct adaptation of the original idea, it's going to flop almost every single time, because no matter how hard you try, no matter how many different creative choices you make, everyone's always going to compare it to the original. Like no matter, that's just human nature in a lot of ways. Everyone's going to go like, well, the original didn't do this, and it came first, and it is gospel, so you did it wrong. But what you got to do, the only way to really make it true in my eyes, is take the concept, take the world that the video game created, and make a new story using that world. You know, the way I always love to use it, I don't have a video game analogy. The best one I can think of is Rogue One. You know, it wasn't a direct adaptation. It wasn't some kind of direct sequel. It wasn't a direct adaptation of a movie like Star Wars had done many, many times before and failed many, 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 many times before. It was its own new story. It was its own new twists and turns. And even that is, type of story adaptation doesn't mean it's foolproof solo, but also it's at least going to give you a lot more creative liberties. It's actually going to, and it's also going to incentivize you to really like make a story of your own. Yeah, that's my take on it.
No, I totally agree. I think taking like the concept from the game itself and then turning it into a movie would be really interesting. I feel like directly turning a video game into a movie, it might not work, just because I feel like it's so different.
Yeah. No, like actually no, I do have a video game analogy. Oh wait, no, I do have a video game analogy. What's probably video game movies so far? Floppity floppity flop flop after flop flop, some flop sound. Flop squared. But K flop. But yeah, like what's probably the closest a video game has ever come to being a success? In my mind, Detective Pikachu.
Yeah.
And that's because it followed exactly what I was talking about. It didn't just take Ash Ketchum, put him in a movie, and say like, I'm Ash Ketchum, but in a movie, I'm gonna go capture Pokemon. Let's go. No, they took, granted, a like very odd variation of the video game franchise that had already existed, and made a movie out of that. They made it a cool mystery genre that was still in the Pokemon universe.
Yeah. And
still, like, in a lot of ways, kept the spirit of the Pokemon world, a spirit that I don't know much about, but I could at least kind of even see as an impartial viewer, you know.
I was like, Ben talking about Pokemon? Wow.
Yeah, and also Ryan Reynolds is gold. Boom.
I think that Pokemon as a franchise, they did a really good job preserving like the longevity of Pokemon itself, because we know it originated from Japan, and the anime has been a long time running along with the video game. So I guess in that sense, you could say like it's like a on TV adaptation. I don't know which one came first, the video game or the anime, but having it marketed, or like marketing it to a more American audience using like you said, American actors, and a storyline more fitted to American or North American viewers was also really awesome with the way they handled that situation.
Yeah.
Like there's other like movies that do even better than the initial video game. I was thinking about Tomb Raider. Like
Tomb Raider?
Tomb Raider? Rather?
Yeah, Tomb Raider.
Lara Croft.
Tomb Raider, okay.
Yeah, Lara Croft.
Lara Croft.
Yeah, Tomb Raider.
Like it became more famous than the video game. Like a classic movie now.
That's true, actually.
Still not really commended for its excellence, though.
It's not excellent, but like.
But it's iconic. It's well known. Like I've seen girls go as like the hot Lara Croft thing for Halloween, like people will recognize it on site, you know.
Oh yeah.
And then just like, because we've been talking about video games overall, just like its evolution, the way that it's been adapted. Overall, do we think it's become a legitimate form of storytelling? like in comparison to maybe books and films?
Well, yeah.
For sure. I think it's just like an art style, like any other would be. Like that's definitely how I view it now.
Mm-hmm.
I didn't experience like a great video games with all the narrative and the storytelling, but like as you said, Assassin's Creed.
Mm-hmm.
But I saw some trailer, and sometimes the trailer, it looks like if it's the trailer of a movie.
One thing personally
Mm-hmm.
that really makes a difference from like a film, movie, and video games is probably the first person experience.
Yeah.
You get to choose your own choices in video games.
Ha.
Like you don't. There's a plot and there's like obviously a narrative like
guideline.
throughout. But like you can make it feel a little bit more personal. Really get like deep enveloped into it. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Do we have any I guess just any kind of final thoughts on video games? Parting words? Any recommendations for people?
Persona 5, and if you want to check out choices that would like test you morally, I know Detroit Becomes Human. It's essentially robots becoming human. I think it's a good narrative too, because it was about the whole thing of should robots be equal to human and like being seen as equal, stuff like that.
I recommend Terraria. Just because again during quarantine it's been fun because I can play with it alone, I can play with it with friends. They just installed their last update ever as well, so you kind of have everything you're going to get on there, and it's aged well from like what I've seen and what I've like looked up in tutorials. Anyway, that's me.
I can hear my girlfriend screaming this to me right now. Red Dead Redemption 2. That is one of her favorite games of all time, and I'm definitely going to try playing it sometime soon. Just really cool open world, kind of shooter, kind of not. A lot of weird, crazy side quests apparently. Then for me, obviously, I think this is the game event of the year. Everyone's looking really forward to it. Everybody's looking like wait, count down the minutes. SpongeBob SquarePants Battle for Bikini Bottom Dehydrated. Yes, I have been waiting for this. Yeah,
that's a game.
Yeah. Oh my God, it is fantastic. It is Oh.
I mean, they did a SpongeBob musical, so I guess anything is possible.
Oh, good God. Yeah. SpongeBob is the freaking, the house. Sorry, Nickelodeon's the house that SpongeBob built, son.
We love a versatile king.
Oh, yeah. But no. There's a lot of terrible SpongeBob games, but that is not one of them. It's actually a really fun platformer from 2004, and they just remastered it. Yes.
Except Fortnite, I'm not playing any game. So I recommend this one.
Okay. I mean, that sounds good.
If you want to connect with me, I'm Avananas.
Or if you want, you can also follow us at the CC Zone, whether that is on Instagram or YouTube, and we'll be having more.
Or starting today, our own Fortnite Switch friend code.
Yeah. Wait, Ben, do you want to plug yours?
I don't know, not right now.
Okay, no.
I gotta get better.
Fair enough. Yeah, we'll see you next week. We're going to be discussing quarantine and the way it's affecting the way we celebrate things and our social gatherings. So in a way, it's kind of an extension of this conversation, but we're going to go a little bit more in depth on the social side of it. If you still haven't caught up with our previous episodes from season 1 and 2, they are available on Spotify and YouTube. And if you haven't yet, don't forget to follow us at the CC Zone.
See you next week.
Yeah, see you next week. Bye.
Bye-bye.